Okay, got Tuesday and Wednesday in the books. Kids are excited for the weekend. Still got a lot of work to do the next 2 days, get mentally prepared for what we need to do on Saturday. It's going to be a great atmosphere to play in, I'm sure. Going to be a lot of purple and gold down there, so excited about that, and just looking forward to the matchup. Questions?
This will be the third road game. You know, all three of y'all have pretty good road contingents, most likely. Just what does that mean to you guys?
That's like I talked about last weekend with our crowd we had on Saturday. These regional games they're really good for us because our fans can get to the games. We've got a huge contingency of Pirate alumni in the Charlotte area, and it's pretty easy to get there from here. So it means a lot because the players, we talked about it right before we came inside. Just there's gonna be a lot of purple and gold in the stands on Saturday, cheering them on, and so we got to make sure we do our part. But it's the passion of Pirate Nation. It's the reason this place is special.
Charlotte, sounds like their quarterback Max Brown back at practice. Just what does that do for you guys as far as game prep and everything?
We got to prepare for everything. So we've got film on all three of them, and similar situation last year when you're unsure about who you're going to have, so you just got to prepare for whatever comes at you. So kids are focused in on that.
How's Conrad doing? Is he back? Is he healthy?
He kicked yesterday a little bit, and so we'll see how he does on Friday.
You got a chance to go 2-0, not only in conference but back-to-back weeks. I mean, what's that opportunity like for you guys?
Well, the big thing we got to keep our focus on is going 1-0 this week. Last week's over and done with. Same thing you said last week this time. Can't do anything about that one. Can't do anything about the one after this weekend. So your whole focus is whatever it takes to go 1-0 this weekend. That's kind of the mantra that we've had week to week this year.
You had a couple of bang-bangs, roughing the passer calls. Are those like, hey, keep the aggression, or that you got to know when to let up? How do you coach
No,
those?
those were both clean hits. Those kids, great plays. And, they know when to pull off and when not to.
Luke had a really great punt on Saturday. How have you seen him evolve? Coming as a rugby-style punter, it's a little tougher to learn to stop him inside the 5, but he's really evolved.
Well, I think he's just, he's playing like an experienced veteran. And, he's calm and cool under pressure. We had the deal where Tarpey, I don't know if he was in La La Land or something, and he was late getting on the field for that field goal the other night. And, Luke would have gotten the snap off. I called the timeout because I didn't want to rush everybody. Luke was calm under pressure. Now, a few years ago, maybe he wouldn't have been that calm. I don't know. But it's good to have a guy out there that has composure.
Did you see composure from Perez on Saturday?
Yeah.
His first kicks.
I saw the same guy that I watched for the past couple of weeks in practice. I think, and he's been the same this week. And I think that, says a lot about him. He had his opportunity, and we talk about it a lot. Be ready. Everybody in the room, I talk to them every year. You got a bunch of kids in here that they're frustrated. They're not starting. They're not playing as much as they want to. And I just keep on reinforcing to them is, you're going to get your shot at some point. Every player in our room, there was a day when I got my shot. In college football, you got to be ready when you get your shot because you may not get a second shot, but everybody's going to get a shot. And if you're prepared and you've done the work and you go out there and you perform, then more power to you. That's fantastic. I'm really proud of him.
I know they put Stern week 1 when they had like 8 or 9 starters out for their opening game. Do they seem any more or less healthy from that point on to now in your mind?
No, I mean they've got I don't know what their roster looked like before game 1, but they've got a lot of guys playing a lot of snaps, and they've got a lot of guys that have played. Whether it's there or somewhere else, they've got a veteran bunch, particularly up front on both sides of the football. Doesn't look like they're missing much. The quarterback is the obvious, but if he's back, then I would say they're at full strength. But they're a good football team. So we've got to make sure that we're at our best on Saturday.
Could you see a scenario at the kicking where you use Perez like for short kicks and Conrad for long kicks, or would you rather just have one kicker?
With everything that we do, we're gonna do what is best for the Pirates. And Coach Powell, veteran guy, so he and I talk a lot about what's best. And obviously, we watch practice every single day, and have for a couple of months. And so decisions that we make will be for what gives us the best chance to win on game day.
Saw kind of the freshman roller coaster with Young Smith making an amazing catch and then having that penalty. Is that just part of being a freshman? What was your talk with him like after that?
That's the thing with being freshmen. And I talked to Jamarli, D-Money. I mean, all those young guys. I talked to them before the season started, and just about if you're going to play, then you've got to really, really be on it, because we can't afford for you to go out there and be a freshman on the field. And that was a freshman moment. Thank goodness it didn't cost us, and that's why I told him later, hey, it didn't cost us. That's what I've been talking to you about. You can't take a play off or anything like that. Now, our big focus this week in practice is we hard counted the punt return team a lot. Because we got to do our part as coaches to make sure that we can't assume that they're all going to do what we say. We got to put them in those situations during practice. And so we've tried to do a better job with him this week, but it was a great learning lesson for him also.